opportunity for Charlotte off the set piece. It is going to be the man out of Poland. The shot! Yes!
It's and it's gone in! It's an Olympico! Yoshiki pulls it back, the shot, and another goal!
And look who's coming on. Ryan Romero. Here's Romero. Take the shot, kid!
Goal!
For the city, for the crown!
And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Offsides Podcast, the official podcast of Charlotte Football Club, where we are bringing you the latest news on Charlotte Football Club, and going forward now, a little bit of Miami flavor. We will be covering the big Miami news this week as well. As always, I'm joined by my co-host, the one and only brother I have, Pablo Robledo. Pablo, how's the weekend?
The only brother you know of.
That's big facts.
Weekend was good. A lot of soccer this weekend. It almost feels like a fresh start just because it's not like exactly MLS, you know. It's like a new tournament, so... And we're starting off on the right track, which we'll cover later. But yeah, good overall weekend, especially with the results.
Yes, yeah. It exceeded expectations for sure on multiple fronts.
Agreed.
So one thing I wanted to bring up, we are a Charlotte podcast, but with the latest Messi news and all the hype and all the attention, should we pivot? Should we become an Inter Miami podcast and relocate down to Florida? No income tax.
Oh, that is nice. Yeah.
But we got to make income for that to be a benefit.
yeah, we got to monetize. We got to monetize something.
This podcast makes $0.
We're going to start monetizing all the Instagram views.
Yeah.
All the likes and hearts. Well, I mean, that's, everybody seems to be hopping on that Miami train. It's, Messi this, Messi that. But it's hard not to at the same time because it's like the guy played how many minutes? Maybe, 50? No, not even 50.
40-something? I think he came on
right.
like 55th minute, but yeah.
Yeah, 55th, and they played till like the 93rd. So a little less than a full half.
Yeah.
And he's already got a goal. And what a goal it was.
Yeah.
I didn't expect him, honestly, I didn't expect him to come in so early. I was expecting him to come in around 80th, and definitely didn't expect him to score.
Yeah, we'll definitely cover that a bit more, but yeah, it was kind of same thought process when I saw that he wasn't starting. Because I was like, he's either going to start or he's going to make like a short debut, just because he has only been practicing like 4 or 5 days. But before we get into that, we do got some Charlotte news. Like we're gonna stay a Charlotte podcast. We'll pay the income tax. There's no relocation needed. But let's jump into the news. The first thing, I don't think we covered it, and I think it either happened last week or the week before. Time is a flat circle and all kind of a blur. But Nuno Santos was sold to Portuguese club Vitória SC. An undisclosed amount. I don't know how much we got for him. But good luck to him. It's a short career. I think it was like 9 matches or something he played for us. Not a lot.
Not a lot, right? It's unfortunate. I think you and I both saw a lot of potential in him. He I don't know if he maybe just like got lost in all this, again, going back to the whole Messi drama or news just being overshadowed. But yeah, I definitely didn't hear about his departure. Was that his original club? Did he just go back? Or is this a different club? Because I know he came from that Portuguese league, right?
That's a good question. I actually don't know.
We don't know anything.
Yeah, we are very not kept up on.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it was, hopefully we get a good deal out of it. Very doubtful though.
Yeah, I actually cannot tell. I'm on a website that I'm on transfermarket.us, but this website's tough to navigate.
Yeah, there's a lot of links and stuff you gotta click on to find it. Who knows? Maybe by next time we record, we'll find out.
Yeah, when the news is no longer relevant.
Yeah, yeah. Who else was the other guy?
Oh yeah, and so then we are rumored to have made a bid for Spanish midfielder Avan Yemi, 22 years old, plays in the top league in Portugal for Flamengo. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I'm trying my hardest. He is, it says attacking midfielder / winger. I watched his highlights, and yeah, it does look like he can kind of play anywhere on like the wings or in that like number 10 kind of spot. And he's number 10 right now for his current club, but I like his stats. You know, he's 24 appearances, 9 goals, 4 assists. You know, that's like basically a goal every 3 games. That's pretty good, I feel like, for like a midfielder / winger. And then,
yeah, that's very good.
You know, 13 goal contributions in 24 games. So what is that, like one every game? Basically, he's either, or one every other game, he's basically scoring or getting an assist. So that could definitely be what Charlotte's missing.
Yeah. I mean, it's another midfielder though, which
yeah,
I think, you know, we both covered. It's like, how many more do we need? I feel like we definitely need to be focusing on number 1 overall is the left back position or left wing back, as the style of play seems to be.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm glad that, you know, they're going after good midfielders, but it's like, do we need another one? I don't know.
Yeah. I will say, I think it's kind of like he's kind of a replacement for Nuno Santos, I think, because Santos is kind of similar. And they're someone that they're trying to, I think, invest in as opposed to some of these like free agent guys who've been a little bit older. So yeah, I mean it is another midfielder, but I think it's one that's like more long term. Like I don't think we'll see some of these guys that we signed recently next season, due to age and whatnot. So I think this guy is like one more for the long term project of Charlotte FC. And you can tell, I mean, they're, 7.7 million. That's a little bit more than they paid for Capetti. So obviously they value the guy and are trying to get him. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Who do you predict is gonna leave next season due to age?
I could see Arfield leaving, and
wow,
maybe even that guy they just signed. I already forgot his name. The one with the Belgium guy with the complicated last name, De Jaeger. Because I think they all got like 1-year contracts and stuff. So I mean, I guess maybe that puts them long enough to be here for all of next season. But I mean, I definitely think
for sure Awful is leaving, right?
Yeah, has to. I would think with that. I think because he only had a 1-year contract, and then he's also doing the scouting gig. So yeah, could see that happening as well.
Yeah, that's too bad about Arfield. I mean,
that's just a prediction.
But kind of a crappy deal we got. It's like we just brought him on, and there's less than half a season left.
Yeah, so maybe he only lasts like 1 more season or something like that. I just don't think they're going to be long-term guys, right? Like this guy will probably sign like a 3-year deal or something like that. Compared.
Yeah. Well, I mean, whatever helps, I guess.
Yeah,
but we definitely need that left back.
Yeah. I did see that the left back that they were trying to buy for around $2 million. I forget his name. I think Diarra. I did see. I think he signed for a different club, and isn't going to come to the MLS. So we did lose out on that, unfortunately. So hopefully there's someone else in the market that they are after.
Yeah. I was wondering because I see these posts go up as far as like who they're going after, but then there's no updates. So I always just assumed that they lost the bid.
Yeah. I think that's a safe assumption. All right, that's pretty much all the news. Now let's jump into the Leagues Cup, the launch of the Leagues Cup, the big match of the weekend. I don't think it's hard to argue or anything about it. Miami versus Cruz Azul. Miami Stadium was packed to the gills. People just chanting Messi's name over and over again. And they clearly, have marketed all around him and have kind of made the atmosphere all about him. And I think we could see why. I mean,
all the celebrities showed out.
Yeah, Kim
It's
Kardashian,
like a red carpet event.
LeBron James.
Yeah. Serena Williams.
Yeah, she was
David
there.
Beckham was there.
Well, yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was clear. It was like you said, it was like a red carpet event, like the social elite event kind of thing to go to. Like,
How awesome
like
would
the
it have been
Grammys.
if Ronaldo showed up?
With a Cruz Azul jersey.
Yeah, oh, that would have been epic. That would have been the best.
Yeah, that would have been funny. But I think pretty much everyone watched this match.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, so we're gonna cover it quickly. Obviously, you know, it's something we gotta cover, right? It's big news.
Yeah, I mean, I watched a little bit of it.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of the kickoff, and then I watched pretty much from when Messi came on until the end. I watched all of that. I think I watched maybe the first like 20 minutes of the first half as well, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about too. So, I mean, first let's just jump into it. What did you think of his debut and how it was like treated, basically?
Well, initially I wasn't even gonna watch this match, but then I started thinking about it more and more. It's like, you know, this is Messi, one of the greatest of all times, coming to MLS. Like, how could I not watch this? And then I saw Kim Kardashian was gonna be this. So I was like, oh yeah, definitely gotta watch it. if she deems it worthy, then I have to watch it.
Yeah. No, I was in a similar boat. I was like, who cares? I'm not going to watch it. And yeah, like you said, like I thought about it. I was like, this is kind of like history, you know?
Right. Yeah.
It's, I think some people are trying to downplay it, but I think those people are in the minority. This like was a big deal. Like this was an event that I wanted to be a part of, you know, in any way I could. And that was, you know, by watching it live and stuff. And it was just so funny when he came on and the announcers like freaking out, and it was like the Space Jam intro, like, coming on number 10, Lionel Messi. And then Busquets and Martinez come on after him, and they're like, coming on Sergio Busquets.
And the other guys.
Yeah.
You can just read their names right there on their jersey.
Yeah. But it was like a big deal, man, and it felt like a big deal too. Like it almost didn't even feel real.
Yeah, it looks surreal for sure. It was just like, you know, you're used to seeing him at the big name clubs, and now he's over here, and potentially you could see him in October. I was just getting ready to ask you, after, you know, you watching that game, are you still selling, or are you gonna go watch?
All right, so this is where I'm
if
at
he
with
even
it.
plays, right?
Yeah, that
we don't know.
that is a big
Pepper's
factor.
like, maybe.
Yeah.
No, I think Charlotte's already made up their minds, right?
Yeah, they said they're not putting in real grass.
Now the ball's on his court.
Yeah, I mean, if I was Messi, and let's say, because some people brought up the situation of, because that's the last game of the season, so let's say they need that win to make playoffs. If I'm Messi, I'm still not playing on that turf, on the artificial turf, because him like making playoffs is not the same as like winning Champions League or winning World Cup. Like, I don't think he needs to sacrifice any more of his health, or the risk of like sacrificing his health for that. Like, this is, you know, whether you want to admit it or not, this is like retirement. Like, that part is over. Yeah, that's how I view it. Like, no need to risk like tearing an ACL or something that is going to bother you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but I mean, what's
just
the
to make
chances
playoffs
of him even tearing an ACL on turf?
Dude, high. People are
Very
going to
low.
foul him like crazy. That was like one thing I took away from that Cruz Azul match, was like, dude, people go after him.
That's like every match though. Like,
yeah, but it's worse on the turf since it doesn't have any of that like give. Like if
Should've
someone
played
stomps on
tough
your
cleats.
foot, you're just stuck in there. As opposed to like you could kind of slide out a little bit. I don't know. To me, it's just not really worth it. Like because even if you make playoffs, you still have to go through playoffs, and I don't know. I feel like he's done enough to where he could sit that out. Like just do what's best for you. Honestly, you could be a little bit more selfish at this point in your career. So either way, like if I was him, I wouldn't. If they're not gonna put real grass down, like I just wouldn't play. And I don't know. Fans can get mad at him or get mad at the club for not doing it. Like I think they should just move to real grass 24/7, anyways. And I don't think it would be like that much more expensive either way. But
Yeah, I agree.
what I was gonna say though is if they actually do sign Andres Iniesta, then I probably won't sell because that guy was like one of my favorite players growing up, and like the one I wanted to try to play like the most. So I would actually be more excited to see him play live, and if he actually does sign and will actually like play on the artificial turf, like then yeah, I for sure won't sell.
Interesting.
Are you gonna try to make it to that match? Are you gonna try to scalpel some tickets?
I'm gonna probably buy one of those like pass press vest off Amazon and see if I can work my way in there.
Dress up as a volunteer.
I'm with George.
Yeah.
Top bit 90. I'm with him.
What's the most you would pay to see Messi play?
To see Messi play?
Yeah.
Man, I would probably hope it's free.
No, come on. There's got to be an amount you would like pay. Like,
I mean, I don't know. Probably like 200 or 3 tops.
dang, yeah, that actually sounds really reasonable.
My mom loves the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, let's get back into the match against Cruz Azul. So we had Messi's debut. We had Sergio Busquets' debut. You kind of touched on the different styles of play between Inter Miami and Cruz Azul, just coming from the two different leagues. Go into that a little bit for me.
Well, yeah, I just noticed, like, you know, for one, I wanted to see not only just how Messi did, but like just to see how the Mexican teams played in comparison to how MLS plays.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, right off the bat, I could see a huge difference where, like, Cruz Azul, their possession game is more short passes, knocking around the ball, and it seems to be like attack, not as much of the backwards passing or resetting the play that we see from MLS. And then, you know, from going on to the MLS side, you know, I see a lot of them like just switching the field a lot unnecessarily, resetting the play a lot, just long passes. And with those long passes, you see a lot of like just losing of the possession. Whereas as far as like Cruz Azul is like the short passes and forward passes, as long as you're like keeping possession. And it was working for them a lot in the beginning. Like there was a lot of chances that they missed where they could have easily had by the 30th minute at least 2 goals. Like one right at the beginning, one of the strikers for Cruz Azul had a wide open net and just skyrocketed way up. Other times it was just kind of left or right at the goalie. So they were, you know, getting their shots in. It's just unfortunate they couldn't get them into the back of the net. So maybe that's where they kind of need to hone their skills a bit more, is on the actual finishing. But I think we'll see that from some of the better teams like Club America. I'm trying to think of some other ones that I know. Unam, Club Leon. Those guys are pretty good up there. Even I was looking at Necaxa. I think they're like mid-tables. I want to say their season just started. But I want to say they're like, you know, an average team.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Charlotte's going to be in for quite a surprise.
Nice, yeah. I did want to think or mention, like, when Messi and Sergio came on, I felt like the like just them two alone brought up the standard or the quality of play. And there was like a couple of times where like they were pinging the ball between just the two of them and like moved it all the way upfield. And I was just like, dude, these two guys alone are just like head and shoulders talent wise and like technical skill wise above pretty much everyone else like on this field. And I thought that was like pretty noticeable watching the match on the TV. What did you think? I mean, did it feel that way to you, or was there kind of like more closer to the standard you were used to seeing?
When Messi came on, no, the style of play did seem to change some, especially like where one thing Messi is great at is just setting other players up, and the way he can just kind of hang on to the ball, where there's 2 or 3 guys on him, and in several occasions, that's who he was fighting off, was several defenders.
Yeah.
And then having that ball control and then just giving a short pass instead of just trying to like long ball it somewhere. Giving that short pass and then just getting himself right back open. And like, especially Martinez, I want to say it was Martinez, the other striker that was up with him.
Yeah.
He seemed to pick up on that type of play like right away. So I think those two are going to definitely make like a real impact.
Until Suarez gets here. Yeah.
Oh, I did see that. So disappointing. Bottom of the barrel there.
Yeah, I mean, that's his homie.
I don't get that. I don't understand that. That's like seeing like just the odd couple in schools. Like, how did these two get along? Like, Suarez is a cheat, a biter, and Messi is like the most honest, selfish, or unselfish player, and somehow they make it work.
Yeah.
I guess one of them's got to be the bad guy, and Suarez is happy being it.
Yeah. I mean, they won everything together. So, I mean, he's just bringing that whole team back, that 2015 Trumbull winning team. He's like, we'll just one last ride, fellas.
They need Neymar back, too.
That would be... If they get Neymar, I'm writing to the president and be like, you got to put a stop to this. This has gone out of hand.
This is unstoppable.
We need the UN on this. This is ridiculous.
I don't think the president would know what was going on.
Yeah, I don't think he'd read my letter.
I don't think he can read it all.
But yeah, like you said, like for Messi, it was like very clear. But I thought also for Sergio Busquets, like coming into that center mid spot, I just felt like the way he moves the ball and like the way he kind of like effortlessly like jogs around the field and is just always in the right spot was like a big difference. And then like his different ranges of passing, and not necessarily like distance, but like the way he could get the ball to like certain players, even in the same, like let's say like he's trying to make a 10-15 yard pass, he had like 3 or 4 different ways of doing it every time. And like that was also the big standout to me, was like, man, this guy will play direct, he'll chip it over someone, he'll one time it to someone, like they can hit the long ball. I was like, this like for mid 30s, like this guy's still out here just like slinging the ball like a freaking Patrick Mahomes, just finding all these different angles.
I was going to say, I think another good example of not just this Miami game versus Cruz Azul and the difference in play styles and like pressure that comes on, it was on the MLS All-Star, where was it Arsenal came and played all the All-Stars in MLS.
I did not
just
watch
crushed them.
Yeah.
I watched a couple of the highlights, and it was just like, for Arsenal, it was just effortless. Just absolutely effortless.
I think that like, if I was an MLS player and they're like, do you want to be on the All-Star team? I would say no, man, because like you're playing a team that is one, like going to be better than anything you've played before, right? Like a Premier League team. And then 2, they've been in training together for like at least a month.
Right.
But for a big majority of them, they've been together for years. So they have like all this chemistry, and they're basically really just trying to integrate a couple new signings and then get match fitness. the All-Star team, they were together for like I think 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, like less than a week. And
yeah.
in that week, there's like other events too.
Yeah, so it's
like they had goalie wars. They brought I think that back or
yeah, we should.
I don't know if you saw that the
Crown Legacy
guy.
Isaac Walker. Yeah, shout out.
Yeah. So probably sell him for a good penny there.
I'd probably just bench him, never see him again. Seems to be the. I mean, luckily Latanzio's not running that team actually, so he'll probably continue to grow and develop. But if it was Kalina that won goalie wars, he probably would have got shipped off or something.
I don't know. I mean, Kalina did pretty good in the PKs.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. But just back to the All-Star game real quick. Like, you're just designed to fail if you're on that All-Star team. I think they even asked Rooney in the post-match, like, what did he learn from this match? And he's like, nothing. There's nothing to take away because these guys have been together like no time at all. Like,
true.
So it's just like
again, just kind of selling tickets there.
Yeah, and you're just gonna get embarrassed. Like, it's set up for you to fail on the MLS side. I don't know why they do it. I mean, I do know why, money. But like I said, if it was me, I would not want to be a part of that.
Right. And then just kind of going right back to Messi and how Miami's doing in regards to MLS playoff. Yes, they make it or they don't make it. You think Miami's going to make more of a push on the Open Cup instead of just playoff contenders? Because they're still in the Open Cup.
Are they really?
Yeah. The semifinals are August 23rd. That's a Wednesday. And it's going to be FC Cincinnati versus Miami at 7 p.m. And the Houston Dynamo, our good buddies over there, their guys are still in it. And they're going to be playing Real Salt Lake at 9:30. Yeah. So it's, do they go for playoffs? Doubtful. I mean, why even try? They're so far behind on points. Or they just push for silver with the Open Cup. Seems to make more sense.
I think that does make more sense. Because you only need to win 2 more matches to win that. And, I mean, honestly, from what I saw against the Cruz Azul match, just having Lionel Messi and Sergio Busquets in that lineup made a big difference. So if they continue to get... and they're going to add Jordi Alba soon. He's confirmed. And if they add Suarez and Iniesta, that, to me, it seems like it's going to be enough to, dominate any team, honestly, even at their age. So...
Yeah.
I think that makes sense, to go for it.
I still haven't seen my letter come in, so I'm kind of just surprised.
They didn't get the highlight package.
Yeah, they probably haven't seen my change of address form.
That's what it is. Yeah.
That's what it is.
But I mean, you're right. They've only got 18 points. They need 30 just to get to 9th place right now.
Right.
I mean, there's still several games. So yeah, I mean, I could definitely could see that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just go for it. So that way you have some silverware, and then you can market that all next off season and preseason, and then
you're in
make
the
a
tournament.
real push. Yeah, and then make a real push for it next season.
Right. Yeah.
Or even this Leagues Cup. I mean, I could see.
Yeah, I was gonna say it seems like either way they have a way better chance of making the CONCACAF champions.
Yeah. It's going to be ridiculous if they do.
If they win both.
Oh my gosh. It's not out of the question.
Just go straight to the final.
Yeah. Last bit on the Miami match. We got to talk about that free kick. What was it, 92nd, 93rd minute? Literally
it was
last couple
scripted.
seconds of the match. Right outside the box. He gets fouled. I mean, that's his spot, right?
That's his area.
Yeah.
Anywhere there, it's his area.
You could, even on the replay, as soon as they called the foul, you could kind of see it on the defender's face, no. This game was over.
Messi's going down smiling.
Yeah.
He's Bobo.
Did you have any doubt that he was going to not make it or anything?
No, absolutely not. No way.
Yeah.
It was just, that's like we said, that's his spot. That's 99% is going in.
Yeah. Especially like a guy with his career, like where he's had all these big moments. Like that one is like just another one of those little like movie career moments. Like on your debut, at the very last second, you win via free kick. Like that's just such a movie ending.
We're going to Disney World.
Yeah. Yeah. So, do you know who they play next? I don't have it up. I can find out real quick if you don't know off the top of your head. But they should be playing this Saturday.
Off the top of my head. Yeah, so that's another good thing about, I guess we can kind of move on to the Charlotte side, but that's another good thing is I think Charlotte probably got the easier of the schedules. Like we have the one game, then we have a long break, and then we have the second game. Whereas opposed to like Dallas, they have back-to-back games because they play Necaxa next. And then Necaxa is in a similar situation where they play Dallas and then they got to play us. So it's kind of back-to-back where we have the break. So I'm hoping that, we take advantage of the break. Our guys are rested up and we really bring it to Necaxa.
Yeah. Just to jump in, Miami play Atlanta United tomorrow, the 25th, at 7:30. That'll be a good one to watch.
Oh, that's right, because they were talking about the Tata was the one that coached Atlanta when they won the MLS Cup.
Yeah.
So that'll be a good little history there. Yeah, I guess so.
You fire me, I bring Messi and fire you.
Yeah. And then, again, going back to into Charlotte, we won the first game. We got 2 points out of it.
Do you count that as a win, or do you count it as a tie?
Well, we'll kind of talk about that later, but right on paper, it's a win, right?
Yeah.
So we got 2 points out of it. Dallas has the one. Probability is going to be that Necaxa wins.
Yeah.
And
they
it
also
doesn't
play
go to
tomorrow.
PKs. Right. Yeah, so and it doesn't go to PKs. I don't think it'll go to PKs. Which means Dallas will be out.
Yeah.
Which means like we're kind of already in it.
Yeah, don't jinx it, man. Don't jinx it. Jesus.
I mean, I think we're in it. I think it's safe to say we're in it.
Latanzio could screw it up. He could say something that gets us deducted a point.
Oh no. He's trying to teach these boys a lesson.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say we're in it, but we have good odds. I'll say that. Yeah,
the odds are in forever in our favor.
We got those Katniss Everdeen odds.
But I don't know. I'm throwing it out there. I think we're already in it. We're in the next round. Dallas. I don't think it's gonna surprise this team.
Not if they
again. I didn't think Miami was gonna even. Yeah, I don't think Miami was gonna even score that first goal.
Yeah, the first goal for Miami is actually nice too.
Yeah,
they almost set their stadium on fire, but
they had so much. There was one post that they put out where it's like Messi's getting ready to come on. Everyone has their phones out taking pictures, and Beckham's there just taking it all in. I'm like, that's also he enjoys that moment.
I think it's more that he has his assistant hold his phone.
I
don't think he had his phone on him.
Yeah.
But yeah,
he's just he's like, that could be me. I think I got one more run.
Yeah, dude, that would be awesome. One last thing, then we'll move on to the Charlotte game. The whole first half, though, it was really funny to see. As soon as the ball would go out of bounds or the play would stop, they would immediately cut cameras to the camera on Messi on the bench. Just
he was constantly chewing on something.
Yeah. He's just sitting there on the bench. You're just watching it for 30, 40 seconds. You're go back to the match. Sometimes they'd cut back late. It would they'd miss the throw in the first couple passes. I was like, dude.
They had the picture in picture, and one's the match and one is just Messi just chewing gum.
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't do that while he was warming up.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, let's jump into.
All right, let's talk about Charlotte.
Yeah,
that's what we're here about.
All right.
So we played Dallas away.
In an
In
empty
a
stadium.
very empty
It was a private match. Only the elite got to go.
Yeah.
What'd you think of that, man? Like, that made
That's
me
what I'm
appreciate the Charlotte fan base, and hopefully Pepper sees what could be, like kind of like the Ghost of Christmas Future. Like, hey, man, if you mess this up, this could be your team. But right now, like, you got a crazy fan base that packs up that lower bowl. So quit messing it up.
Yeah. I don't know, because it's like, how long has Dallas been around? I don't know.
They've been around a while.
Has it? I don't want Charlotte to get to the point where it's like, maybe our first 2 years or even 3, we're getting all these fans because the team is so new, and then eventually it kind of like plateaus and just goes down.
Yeah.
So that's like one thing that worries me. It's like, we're still a very young new team, but at the same time, we're the only team in North Carolina, and there's nobody in South Carolina, so you get those fans from up there.
Yeah.
Whereas Texas is huge, but they have three
teams, yeah. And FC Dallas is one of the original teams in the MLS. They've been around since '96.
Yeah. I guess from a cost point, I'm wondering, is it more effective to build a 20, 30, maybe even 40,000 capacity stadium, or just have that big old stadium and open it up for eventually when we just kind of top out there when we're only bringing 20 to 30? Like, is it worth it to open that big Bank of America stadium, or is it more feasible to run out of a smaller stadium? I would like the smaller stadium.
Yeah, I would too. I think
honest.
like a 30,000 or 35,000 stadium, kind of in the style of like the St. Louis Stadium or whatever. I think that would be sweet.
And then maybe we play the big games at the Bank of America, where we can open up the top bowl, like the home openers. Those seem to be sellouts, or
maybe against Atlanta United or something. Yeah,
right. Yeah, and
games where we've historically gotten like 40, 50,000 people in.
Yeah,
I could see that.
But that's what worried me, is when I saw that Dallas stadium, and I didn't know if it was maybe because it's Leagues Cup, which I don't think that would make a huge difference. We'll see when the Coxa comes to play,
especially on a Friday night.
Right, yeah. Maybe it was just people were at watching Barbie and Oppenheimer or whatever. They're just at the movies.
Maybe. The thing too is like that stadium only
but
holds
I saw that,
like 20,000
I saw that stadium
people.
and I was like, yikes.
Yeah, apparently it only holds a little under 20,000 people, and it's like,
it don't
I don't think there was like 1,000 there.
5. Yeah, I was gonna say like maybe at the most 5, but yeah, you're right, probably more like 1,000.
Those might be plants too, like paid actors.
Oh yeah. Yeah, or just like cut out poster boards.
Yeah, like when
like
what the NBA used to do during COVID.
Noodle guys. Yeah. But
all right, let's jump into the actual match itself instead of just shit talking Dallas.
Get your fan base up.
Yeah, seriously though.
Get a new logo. It's so lame. I feel like they're selling beef.
We got the beef.
We got the seats.
They definitely got the seats. All right, so starting lineup for Charlotte, we had Swiderski up top, of course, with Moran and Yazwiak next to him. I thought that made sense. Bronico, Westwood, and Arfield in the midfield. Jones is still hurt, I believe, so I guess the Bronico start makes sense, although we'll get into who I think maybe should be starting ahead of him. And then
we all know.
Yeah. And then a back line of Burns, Zobozinski, Privet, and Lindsay. And then, of course, Kalina at goal. Anything in here kind of jump out at you?
I'm glad to see Maram back on that left side. I think Yazviak is still playing very well on the right side. Arfield, I'm still very 50-50 on.
Yep.
Westwood, I mean, he's a heck of a player. I'm glad he's back from injury, you can really notice the control of the midfield in some parts when he's there and how he distributes the ball. And he's a good captain too. I like him. I think out of the whole lineup, honestly, the only two that stick out to me that I don't like is Burn on the left side. I think maybe that's just the best person we have right now. And he's just doing the best he can. But I mean, I've seen him play on the right side, and he seems to have the same issues. So I don't really like Burns starting. I think we should look somewhere else. And then Bronico. Bronico to me he's neither effective or ineffective. He's just kind of out there. He's had some chances, but there's been other players that have done more with very little. Like Bender being one of them. Obviously.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's who I was thinking as well. And to back that up, he did score the tying goal after coming in.
Not only
late.
that, but I mean, I think he scored the tying goal and the go-ahead goal against New York.
Yeah,
the Red Bulls.
He scored the 2 goals there. So
he scored.
I think he's got
a lot
5
more
on
goals
the
this
season
and last season than Bronico has. Bronico had like 1 goal last season
and 1 goal this season.
Yeah,
but that goal is a special goal, so we will not talk bad about it.
What was so special about it?
That was the day Oliver was born.
Oh yeah,
like pretty much at the exact same time too. So
this is for you.
Yeah, it'd have been better if they won, but we takes what we can get.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I think Bender's got 5 goals this season in all competitions, a couple of assists. Just doesn't get playing time though.
Yeah, but as far as stats wise, he's done better than Bronico.
I think like if you do it like stats per minute too, he's been the best midfielder on the team. Like
right,
even more than like Westwood and stuff. So hard to justify benching him.
Right.
But it is what it is, I guess. And then the other one for me was Privet, but I guess I mean better than Tulioma, I guess, right? I don't know what else you would do there.
I guess so. I mean,
I think is Carujo also injured right now?
I think Carujo is injured from last game, which is why Privet came in.
Yeah, so it's like not much you can do there.
No, not at all.
And then when you said Burn on that left side, where is Joseph Mora? Last I heard, he was healthy, and he has always been a solid player.
I think Latanzio forgets about players.
He doesn't have the team sheet in front of him. Yeah, I mean, maybe.
I think he just forgets about players.
Yeah, so
maybe Mora missed the bus.
Yeah, they didn't buy him a plane ticket. He's like, I'm not going if you didn't buy his ticket.
Mora is on the substitute. I mean, he is on the bench. So is Diop, surprisingly. Neely, which has he even played yet?
No, I think he's the 17 or 18-year-old that they signed this season from the academy.
Right. Mora is more suitable for that left side.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, at this point, it's just a wild guessing game with Latanzio's strategy and lineup formation.
Yep, agree.
Your guess is as good as mine.
And then his, the defensive tactics that he's laid out for this team just continue to not be it. I feel like the team, like some of the guys' confidence is a bit shaken. Like Jalen Lindsay, like that. I think that pass back he made to Kalina that almost led to a goal. I feel like that's like just maybe he feels like he has to pass it backwards, like tactic wise or whatever. And like I don't know. I feel like he definitely lost a step the last couple games. And that was definitely one of the reasons why is that pass back. Like I didn't think he looked like he was having a good game.
That was early on in the game too.
Yeah, and then just having him
8th minute, not even the 8th minute.
Yeah, I mean it was like you said early.
Golly.
Oh, we're gonna be in for a long night. But then just to continue having like him and Byrne like pinch in whenever we're on defense, and like just, I mean, it's clear that like other teams have picked up on this and like are watching tape, like because they just keep players like way out wide, and they get the ball like high up the field out wide with like tons of space to just cut in, and again continue to just let in 2 goals a game.
Yeah, on pace.
Yep, I think we've let in like 42 goals or something. It's got to be a league record.
Yeah. Let's talk about that first goal Dallas has, which is right around
like right at the end of the first half, right?
Like at beginning stages of the 45th minute. If you're looking at the highlights, it's like around the minute 13. I mean, those guys completely lose track of number 77 running on the right side. Like, when you saw that goal, like, what were your thoughts? What was going through your head?
Well, like I said, it's just the same thing. Like, just the center line just gets so compact. I mean, Jesus Ferreira gets the ball at the top of the box, and Byrne and Sobozinski are right on top of him. Privet is not that much further back, and then, like you said, what was it, number 77 or whatever? He's just got like all this space to just run up on the ball, like angle his hips, and just find that bottom corner. And it's just like an impossible 1v1 for Kalina. Like that guy's running in like at that pace, like placing that ball.
It's going fast.
Yeah, like there's just no way he's gonna get to that, and there was just no one there to like step to it, and it's ridiculous because you've got 3 defenders all right on top of each other.
So yeah, they got 3 defenders all covering number 10, which I get. He's a big threat. He was
born in Colombia.
One of the main. No, he's a Mexican player.
No, he's Colombian.
The number 10?
Yeah, Jesus Ferreira, but he plays for USA.
Oh, he plays for because I know he was one of the main goal scorers in the Gold Cup.
Yeah,
but I thought the announcer said he was from Mexico.
No, well, maybe he said that, but he's wrong. He was born in Colombia.
Oh, okay. Huh. Okay, well, good to know. But anyway, so yeah, he's one of the main threats. There's guys just like covering only him, and it almost seems like they just had like tunnel vision, because that first shot attempt was completely whiffed, and luckily they got that rebound. But it's like they just followed the ball only, and just lost track of that guy. And I mainly want to blame Byrne, because that's his side. Like, that's his guy. I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't know why he's like getting right on top of Sobozinski.
Yeah, and exactly. And he's just, so I 100% attribute all error on that play to Byrne.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to like pick on the guy or anything, but it's like every game, like, he's losing track of players.
But again, I think it's like the instructions that they're getting from Latanzia, because like if you go back and watch the last couple goals that have been scored on us, it's all from similar plays, like just guys like getting the ball and like playing it out wide, and the wide player having like room, like so much room to run in and either find a player or like find a good angle. And it's like it's always like our outside back and our center back like just right on top of each other. So it's just like that instruction of just like pinch in, like get compact, and it's like, what are you talking about, man? Like, get these guys out wide some. So I don't know, it's same old. Like when I saw that goal, I was like, man, that's like the same goal we give up every game. Like, it's just.
And I think it was not too long after that when the second half started. Kalina luckily saves it, but it's like they start shooting on us again.
Yeah.
If you go back and at the highlights, look around the 2-minute mark, right away they start like counterattacking us, and that's right from starting.
Yeah.
So.
And it was like.
And it goes back to what we spoke in regards to the play style of MLS, just not keeping possession, trying these awkward long passes, or
just going backwards all the time.
Yeah. Yep.
Just like I don't know. It feels like they're trying to like be more like conservative and not like take as risky as of a pass, but then it's like it like does the opposite effect because they just turn it over to a striker who is just like barreling down on the center backs now.
Yeah, and I think that's where also you can see the noticeable skill levels from not only MLS but like Liga MX to where these guys are coming from. Like this is why not only Messi but the other guys that he's bringing along with him, it's like 3 of those can be such a huge impact because they can hold on to the ball when there's 2 to 3 defenders on them.
Yeah.
Whereas like our guys, they even think they're under pressure and they want to get rid of the ball right away and just make bad passes. We saw it with Lindsay at the very beginning of this game. So that's just my thoughts.
No, yeah, I agree. I totally agree on that.
But luckily, right after maybe 10 minutes into the second half, we get the Swiderski PK.
Finally, a PK goes our way.
Yeah. I thought they were going to call that back.
I did too, because the first angle I saw, I thought he just tripped over the ball, but then I saw where the guy does get his foot. But I was like, oh man, they're going to call that back.
Yeah, but it was like finally one of those technical calls goes our way.
Yeah. I mean, not a whole lot to say about it, right? I mean, it was good, right? I knew he was going to...
It was a good PK. He was
going to bury it. I had no doubts.
It's like placement, nice and confident.
Nice little stutter step.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I think that's really what got him, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
That was a
good
well-taken PK.
Yeah.
That's cool, calm, and collected.
And then, 3 minutes after that, we get the Arfield goal.
Yeah.
This is what I wish the team would do more of, like just big, long switch to Yazwiak, who's running down the field. And he does a good job of like settling it and holding it, waiting for someone to run into the space. And, Arfield... I mean, we saw that with Arfield's highlights too. Like he's that guy that likes to run in and like take kind of long range shots. I mean, this one was like right at the top of the box, but like still he's hitting that like first time going for goal.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play.
Yeah,
beautiful play. Unfortunate.
The
technicality.
What'd you think of that rule? Like I thought that's kind of
so lame.
That's a bogus rule, right? Like where's Swiderski supposed to go?
Right, yeah. So they're saying Swiderski was obstructing the view of the goalie, but at the same time, I was like, one, like you just said, where else is he supposed to go? Like you have a half a second to react, and two, if he was obstructing the view, then how did the goalie know where to dive? He dove right for it.
Yeah. And the thing is that he was like Swiderski was in an offside position, obstructing the view. So if he would have been in an onside position and obstructing, it would have counted. But because he was offsides, it didn't count. And I was like, what? The dude is not involved in the play. Come on. Like you said, like the goalie knew where to dive. Yeah, I thought that was kind of a bogus call.
I agree. I completely agree.
But I like to see Arfield going for that, one-time shot.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of elevated my thoughts on him a little bit. It's like, okay, like I saw his one-time shot. I don't think it was one of the previous games he was in. I think the Cincinnati game where he just like blasted it off into the 500 level.
Yeah, I do remember that.
But I'm like, oh, at least he's trying. But this one, it was like on goal, well placed, low, and it made it to the back of the net. So just unlucky that it was called back, but keep on trying. That's what we need to see more of.
Yeah, we really do. One thing I did want to bring up after the PK was, and just to again how do I word this? I think it just shows Latanzio's like lack of experience. So right before the PK, he had Cambridge, Bender, and Vargas warming up and was about to sub them on. We get the PK and tie the game 1-1, and he like cancels the subs. He says, "Never mind." And I guess it was like he wanted to let that offense to keep playing because I guess they like got a goal and was hoping for another one. And I don't know. I guess it kind of worked out because Arfield got the second goal, but then it didn't count. But then he waits till the 79th minute to bring on Bender and Vargas, and then the 85th to bring on Cambridge, and then the 89th to bring on Ajimeng. Like, I don't know. I feel like after that PK goal, like you should just go ahead and like put those 3 young guys on, like, and try to get the win. Like, I don't feel like the offense did a whole lot. Like, I don't know. Because they they did get the Arfield goal, but it didn't count. But other than that, like I just feel like, yeah, it could have used a change. What do you think? I mean,
yeah, like not too much happened after that Arfield goal. I think the only eventful thing that really happened was that slight brawl between the Charlotte players and Dallas players.
That was sweet.
That was pretty. I mean, that dude was like choking Westwood.
Yeah,
trying to. That was nuts.
Surprised he didn't get a red.
Yeah, like both his hands were around Westwood's neck. Like, how is that
like straight up
just
choke?
Violent.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just I don't know how he didn't get a red from that. But what I was getting to say was, after that little brawl, the Dallas scored that second goal, and then that's like right there. You should have made some subs right then and there. Like, okay, yeah, the initial offense was starting to build up some steam, but then the second goal just kind of crushed it.
I just feel like the PK kind of came out of nowhere, and then like same for the Arfield goal. Like it was kind of like it was almost like anomalies more than anything. I didn't feel like the team was like steadily putting the pressure on offensively. It kind of just felt like out of nowhere moments.
No, I agree. Not enough to wait as long as he did.
Yeah.
Not enough to wait that long. And I think the scuffle that happened is probably what really delayed the subs even more. They would have probably came on, I'm assuming, that they would have probably came on sooner had we not lost 5 to 8 minutes just trying to break all that up and get players calmed down again.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But that's I don't know. I still agree with you. Like some of the subs that he's making are just way too late. Like Ajiman coming on that late. Like what else is he gonna do?
Yeah.
I am glad he brought on Bender because I don't know. I had like this gut feeling that was like if anybody's gonna score a goal in this game, it's gonna be Bender. And I'm not just saying that because he scored, but I honestly felt that.
He's the Messi of Charlotte.
Yeah, he's the young Messi. He's got the hair.
Yeah, he does have the rookie Messi hair. You're right. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, he's bringing it back.
Yeah,
but no, I mean I don't think a lot of people thought. Going back and looking at that second goal from Dallas, which was a nice placed goal.
It's like the same thing as the first one, unfortunately.
Just pretty much.
Free guy out wide, free angle.
Yeah, and guess whose side that was on?
Mr. Burns.
Senor Burns.
Yeah.
Burn got burned. But anyways, I think after that second Dallas goal, like my hopes are kind of out the window. I was just like, we're not making it out of the group stage.
Yeah.
But then it's Bender surprised us all.
Yeah, I agree. Like when he came on, it was like, when he came on, it was like, all right, like I didn't feel like he was gonna score, but I was like, if someone can make a difference, it's gonna be Bender. Like especially the way he's been playing lately. And like you said, man, like that was a hard goal to go get. Like just the athleticism, like the timing, the like courageous it takes to go for it, like just the angle, like all of it, like that was a really good goal.
Yeah, and not to take away from Westwood's cross there, it was a good cross, but it was still like you had to reach.
Yeah, he had to go out and get that.
No matter who you are, like you're gonna have to work for that, and he did, and it was like raises again the question of why is Ben Bender not in your starting lineup?
And a lot of people online
scores.
A lot of people are picking up. You know, I mentioned that a few weeks ago. Like, oh, a young player had a good game. Don't expect to see them again. And a lot of people are starting to pick up on that about Latanzio. And a lot of people are saying, like, I don't know how you can't start Ben Bender in the next game, but if he doesn't start, like, I won't be surprised because it's just like what Latanzio does.
Latanzio does not believe in the youth.
No. I wouldn't even be surprised if he doesn't get subbed on.
He's not even going to be in the bench next game.
God, could you imagine?
I mean, you know, realistically talking here, you think Bender is going to be on the starting lineup against Necaxa on Saturday?
I think he should be, right? I think you bench Bronico and you move either Westwood or Arfield to that defensive center mid position and then move Bender up and let him play like the number 8 spot alongside. I think ideally it'd probably be Westwood plays defensive center mid and then Arfield and Bender play like the attacking mids.
Right. But another question, does Bender play better when he comes on as a sub or when he starts?
I think
Sometimes
last year I would have said it would have been as a sub, but this year, like, you saw the game against like New York Red Bulls. Like, I think he can do it from any point in the game now. Like, he just hasn't been getting the opportunities to do it.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that like we're bringing in all these extra midfielders when we have so many of them already.
Yeah, very true.
So I don't know what that is probably doing to his confidence or just psychological. Like he's doing everything he's supposed to be doing.
I mean, he's doing more than he should be doing, right? Like this is only his second year. Like, yeah. I would expect maybe a 2-3 goal season from him, maybe, or just having like a handful of like big games. But he's had big impact like pretty much every game, especially lately. Like,
but I would say I would expect a little more than what you just mentioned, only because like he was the number 1 overall draft pick.
Yeah, I think. But I've talked to some people who have more MLS experience than us, and they have said like the number 1 draft pick in MLS is not the same as like NFL or Madden or not Madden, NFL or NBA. They said, you know, it's really more of like you're getting someone for to have big impact in a couple of years. But I mean, besides Serderski, he's been like the biggest player, right? Maybe you could argue Moran.
Top 5. Yeah, Serderski, Moran,
Bender,
Yazviak.
He's had more impact than him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, he's up there with the top 5.
Yeah.
But it just, you know, it leaves us all wondering when we don't see him starting.
Yeah.
I don't expect a goal from him every game, but like he is an impactful player.
Yeah, agree.
He assists.
He's starting to become someone that like teams have to like mark or like spend a little bit more time watching. And that helps relieve pressure on like Serderski and Yazviak and Vargas, like these other attacking guys. So yeah, I mean, just because I'll tell you what, I doubt teams are doing that to Bronico. Like, not trying to pick on the guy or anything, but there's no way you're telling one of your midfielders like, hey, just man mark him, like just watch him. But I think teams are doing that to Bender going forward. Yeah,
I mean, if anything, like Bronico is more of a defensive midfielder.
Yeah, true.
He's not on the attacking side. He can and has helped out in the attack before, but it's far less than I can recall.
Yeah. Same.
But, you know, with that tying goal, it puts us at PKs. In the... What is it? It goes straight to PKs, and then the winner of PKs gets another point.
Yep. I did want to
essentially, I thought it was going to be like 3 points coming out, but it's just 2.
Yeah. Did want to give a big shout out to the FC Dallas strikers who could not find another goal late in that second half, even with the
they tried
3 or 4 one-on-one chances that they had.
Oh yeah,
they really choked that game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, especially around the 94th minute, it was like 3-on-2, and they still couldn't. It's just,
Yeah.
I think it's what you said. Dallas lost the game. It's not that Charlotte won it. It's just Dallas lost it.
Yeah, because I mean, they had a chance like in the mid
They had plenty of
70th.
chances.
They had one in the 80th, one at the late 90th. Like, they could have sealed that game away like so many times.
Yeah, let me pull up the stats for shots for these guys, because, I mean, Dallas clearly outplayed us in some sort of way. Yeah, let me see. Overall, total shots for Dallas was 10. We had 5. Shots on target, 6. We had 4. Off target was 3. We had 1, but blah, blah, blah. Free kicks, they had 9. Jeez. Big chances, they had 5 and missed 3.
Yeah,
we had 2.
Missed 0.
Yes, it's true.
Clinical.
Yeah. Well, and then, talking about big chances going into the PK, it's like, how great of a start was that for Kalina?
Oh man, like, and the good thing, the like cherry on top of it was they weren't trying to be, the announcers weren't trying to be like rude or critical about Kalina's PK record or anything, but I think they were like, he hasn't saved one since he's been with Charlotte, and I think he was like 0-3 on the season.
I didn't even notice that they said that.
Yeah, they said something like that. Like, he did not have a good PK record going in, and just steps up and blocks the first 3, right?
The first 2.
First 2, okay.
Yeah, he blocks the first 2, lets one in, and then I want to say he blocks the third one.
The fourth one.
Fourth one.
Yeah, so just like, this was like the game that I think this was the Kalina of last season. Like, just showed up in the big moments and like won us the game, which he kind of did a couple times last season.
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, not only on stopping PKs, but just stopping shots in general throughout this game.
Yeah. Like, we mentioned the Lindsay pass, like how he got to that. He had the 1-on-1 against Ferreira, the 3-on-2, like, just, he made some big saves this game. Like, to me, this was his performance of the season so far. And he got man of the match at the end of it.
Okay. I was just getting ready to ask you that. It's like, who do you think got man? Because I definitely didn't stick around to watch that. I was just like, it's late. I gotta go to bed.
Yeah. No, it was deservedly him. I mean,
yeah.
How could you not give it to him? Like, he really came up big in that moment.
Agreed. So like overall on the PKs, he stopped the first 2. The third one went in. But then it was when it was our turn to shoot, and Ajiman, all he has to do is make a simple PK, which he does, and somehow everyone's celebrating him.
He's that guy.
He's not that guy. He's not that guy. It was a good PK though.
Yeah.
He's
young. He'll get there.
Yeah. Swiderski, I was nervous when Swiderski went out to take a second one, just because, he made the first one, and like, I was nervous for him. I can't imagine how nervous he must have been.
Yeah.
Bender was another one I was kind of nervous for.
I was nervous for that one. Credit to Latanzio, the little bit of credit I'm going to give him. He doesn't seem to trust the young guys in games, but when it came to the PK shootout, he said, all right, you young guys go get it done. Like, so, I mean, he gets Swiderski, but then it was Bender, Cambridge, and Ajimang. Like, what the heck, dude?
Yeah.
How are you giving it to those
it's kind
guys?
of like one of those, like, hey, if you don't make it, it's on you, it's not me. Like, I gave you your chance.
God, what a dick.
Dude. Well, and I think we predicted this on the last episode, was like, Latanzio saving all his best strategies for this League's Cup.
Well, if this was his best strategy, I mean, it barely paid off.
This is phase 1.
The strategy was like, I really hope they come in clutch with a very little time. And it worked, I guess. This was the first game where we got a positive result, and online everyone, had a happy statement, but at the end of it was, but still Latanzio out.
Yeah.
So
Leave him in Dallas.
Yeah. I mean, what are you feeling? Do you still? Oh, I mean,
You
I
know
guess
how
your
I
feeling
feel.
is another. You want a whole other 12 months of
I
this.
want a third season with Latanzio.
You're crazy.
I think it's well deserved.
To who?
I mean, also, and then think about it, like, young club, if we get rid of Latanzio at the end of this season, that's one manager per year on average.
Yeah.
What does that say about Charlotte?
A lot of expectations. It's a big job. Listen, you
No,
come here
I
and do
think that's
things
gonna
right.
really
It's gonna
that's really
send
gonna
you off
deter.
to the races. You know, you might get the Real
No.
Madrid job after this.
Oh, maybe. Well, you know, maybe. I don't know. I don't think that's gonna help our chances of getting like a good, solid manager.
No, I do agree on some parts. Like, I agree with that. I mean, that's kind of been my thoughts as well. But God, this guy, I just don't think he's a good coach.
You know, going back to what you were just talking about a little while ago on NFL, you know, we had number 1 overall draft pick Cam Newton, and then also a new coach, Ron Rivera. Everybody kind of remembers that crazy Super Bowl run that the Panthers made and all that, but everyone also tends to forget the first 2 years.
Yeah, they won like 4 games.
Was bad. Was really bad. In the third year, they only won the NFC South.
Yeah.
So I think you honestly, truthfully speaking, you got to give Latanzio more time than he has been given. And you just got to stick it out with some of these bad results. It's going to be rough. But there's also games like this. I did not expect us to beat Dallas. But it wasn't just like a tie. Like, it was a come from behind tie.
Yeah,
which
I guess is better than how we've been normally tying, which is the other
but
way.
also to a team that this season has like been playing better than us.
Yeah, they're 8th
in
the West.
You know, Cincinnati was number 1, and we tied them. I mean, I get that was a bad game, but still, like, I don't know. I don't think we should get rid of Latanzio so early. Don't get me wrong. Come year 3 or 4 and it's still bad, then yeah, let's start looking. But it's a little early.
Oh God, I like agree with you, but I like.
You have to be patient. Like, you have to be patient. I know you young people are instant gratification. You want your goals now. You want your trophies now. But you got to be patient.
Yeah, I think the thing that is hard to, because I think like from a big picture point of view, you're right, and I agree with you. But the style of play I see on the field is like what has me worried the most. Where I'm like, this is leading to nothing. Like this is a lot of nothing. It'd be different if he was like playing a lot of young guys, and you were like, oh man, if they just another season or 2 together and they can work out some stuff, like I could see this. But this is just like.
But young guys need older guys to learn from, so he's got to mix it up.
But he only plays the older guys.
Well, you know, seniority.
Yeah, I don't know.
They got grandfathered in.
I guess so.
We'll see.
Closing.
Who do we play next?
Necaxa this Saturday.
Necaxa, that's right. We're going. For some reason, I thought it was Sunday. But yeah, so Saturday we'll be there. Try to sneak onto the supporters section.
I'm trying to get those. Trying to get into the press conference.
Yeah.
Why are you so bad at this?
Now.
Yeah. I mean, what do you? So, has this game changed your expectations for Saturday's match, or how are you feeling about that?
I think. Well, obviously, we can't come out with a tie. There's no ties in this cup. But
do you think that should be a regular? Like, should MLS just switch to that?
That's an interesting point.
I mean, we talked about how they're more about like entertainment and getting butts in seats. Like a lot. I mean, a lot of American fans love PKs. I mean, we've talked about it before. We've talked to people who only watch the World Cup, and they're like, I only watch the World Cup, and I only like watching PKs. Like, that's a very
That's
niche
insane.
thing.
That is
but
that's so
if
crazy.
you can get you almost guarantee PKs every game, right?
That's
or
like the
or
one
at
thing I
least a
can't
win.
stand to watch. I mean, I like watching PKs, but it's like, God, that's the most stressful thing to watch.
Yeah. But I mean, it's entertaining, right? I mean, and
why
no
not,
more
right?
ties, right? Americans seem to hate ending a game tied. Maybe MLS just switches to this permanently. I mean, MLS Next Pro does it already. This is how they do their regular season.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Because it's like something MLS used to have the goalie wars and the runoff PKs.
That's what they should bring
it
back.
wasn't. Well, it was things that weren't working, so they went more traditional. Yeah, I don't see why they couldn't change it up, and if it works, then yeah, keep it. I mean, it's their league; they can do whatever they want. And if not, then just switch back.
Yeah,
It wouldn't be a bad thing.
I mean, the NFL does that, right? They make like weird rule changes all the time, right?
Yeah, they get like coaches together all the time, and then they discuss rules that are kind of outdated or don't seem to work, or players or coaches kind of take advantage of, and they tweak them. So, yeah, for sure. I don't see why you can't. I mean, that's how the game evolves. If it's more entertainment that way, then
you could also be a big selling point for like bringing in more of that youth talent, like maybe like how some of these big clubs loan guys out to smaller leagues so they get more playing time. Like that could kind of be a selling point, right? Like, hey, like we do PKs almost every week, so your guy's gonna come back with a lot of like high pressure experience and like how to deal with that. Like that's pretty
absolutely
worthwhile. That's valuable.
Yeah. Let's write our congressman on that for sure.
We will get to whoever the governor
Who
is.
is our congressman?
Ugh, I couldn't tell you.
Bill Gates.
Yeah. So what result are you expecting this weekend?
Man, if they could pull away with a win, that would be amazing. Like, we seem to play better against better teams.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But honestly, I think Necaxa is probably going to beat us. Just because...
Hopefully they beat Dallas tomorrow.
I just feel like they have better playing... Like, the Liga MX overall has better playing techniques.
Yeah.
They're probably in better shape. Maybe. I don't know. Their season just started. And, going back to the CONCACAF Championship, it's like, it's always been a Liga MX team that wins it. Nobody's ever really been close up until recently.
Yeah, Seattle won it last year.
Right, and that's from already developed teams, where Charlotte were still very young, so I don't see us coming away with a win. But
I mean, shoot, even
they
if
have
we can
surprised us
tie,
before.
yeah. But even if we tie, at least we take it to PKs and.
Yeah, I think that's probably where we probably have the best chance at.
Yeah. Like you said, it's looking pretty good to make it out of the group stage, and then to lose first round in the knockout.
Yeah, it's if Dallas loses tomorrow, then that will definitely let us know if we're gonna make it or not.
Yeah,
it's all on Dallas.
So
that would suck if Dallas wins.
If Dallas loses and then we lose, we still go through because we have 2 points, right?
Yeah, if Dallas loses, they only have the 1 point. And if we lose, we would just have 2. So yeah, we would go through.
Nice.
Necaxa would have 6 points overall.
Good on them.
We're good enough,
Yeah.
C's get degrees.
Man, I still kind of feel like I'd rather them have that month off. Just get everyone healthy and make a playoff push. Because I don't think they can win this cup, but
it's gonna be hard.
It is hard.
It's gonna be very hard, but it's always a chance.
I guess so. All right.
Latanzio
Well,
gonna do Latanzio things.
yeah, tie games.
Yeah. Let 2 in.
Yeah, that is almost a guarantee.
Yeah. Oh man, that stinks. I didn't even think about that till just now.
That we like are almost guaranteed to get 2 scored on.
We just gotta score 4 goals and we'll be okay.
Yeah, there we go. All right, that's gonna wrap it up for today. I'm gonna make sure there was no Twitter messages. I don't think there was.
Twitter ban.
Hunter said, talk about the new guy we're linked
Who?
to. We did that. All right, so yeah, we are caught up on all that. So yeah, if you want us to cover a certain topic or anything like that, I'd tweet out before we record, and you can follow us on Twitter at offsides_CLTFC. Same for Instagram and Threads, although I do not check the Threads ever, so use Twitter. And YouTube at Offsides Podcast. We post all the episodes up there, and we've talked about maybe doing some watch-alongs for away games. I need to maybe put that up on the Twitter and Instagram to see if people would be interested in that. Maybe we can set that up for the next away game. But we will, if we plan on doing that, we'll definitely let you guys know ahead of time. But other than that, Pablo, any takeaway thoughts or anything before we close this out?
No, yeah, just, make sure you leave that 5-star review on the podcast and we'll read them out and give you a shout out. I think in the next, when is the game that they gave out the Brownicle bobblehead?
Oh, I could not tell you.
Okay, so I think we're going to try to score one of those. And then there might be another surprise giveaway coming up, so just keep your eyes out for that. Besides that, make sure you share the episode with somebody and let them know it's the Miami game.
Yeah.
Check them.
Yeah. So these guys have behind the scenes scoops on Messi.
The old bait and switch. Or switch and bait? What's it like? I don't know.
Bait and switch, yeah. All right, we will see you guys next week after we win the group stage. Let's go.
Bye.
Wow, wow, wow. You got to love that.